Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my review for Lucha Underground Season 1, Episode 3. And this episode is called Cross the Border, and it came out on, well, actually, it was taped on September 13th, 2014, and it originally aired on November 12th, 2014. And this episode was commentated by Matt Stryker and Vampiro, and it opens up with Conan and Dario Cueto in his office. I do kind of like, since it's like a TV show, that they kind of cut into his office, like right when the show starts. I thought that was really cool, actually. And Conan pretty much says that he's really good at finding talent and the best fighters for Dario Cueto, and he found 3 fighters that are going to really get Lucha Underground on the map. So Dario Cueto asks who they are, and he says that they're Phoenix, Drago, and Pentagon Jr. And he wants them, and he said that he settled to like all of their border crossing stuff, and then Dario Cueto makes a triple threat match with all 3 guys later on in the show, and Conan approves. What I kind of like is when it cut out of the office, it actually looked like a really good cutout, so I thought that was really cool. Like, I kind of like how it goes from like a TV show type of wrestling show to like an actual wrestling show itself. I think that's actually really cool, like the production of the show. And then Dario Cueto comes out, and he introduces his new luchador. He talks about how a lot of people aren't happy that he hasn't really been bringing in luchadors, so he brings out his newly signed luchador. I'm going to probably mess up this guy's name, but El Moica Loco, and he talks about how he's the best luchador fighter he's ever seen, and he's going to destroy his competition in Lucha Underground. And then we meet his opponent, Masauska Sagrada. I don't think that's how you say that at all, but I'm just going to go with that. And Sagrada, if you don't remember, when the WWE tried the whole mini division, was part of that. He was part of that from 1997 to 1998, so he's been wrestling for a pretty long time. And he actually's got some talent. You wouldn't have known that probably from his WWE matches because no one cared about that mini stuff, like that mini division. But because it was just mainly the commentators like making fun of it and stuff. But he came off very well here. He was very entertaining. Loco did the spot where he tried to do a test of strength with him, with Sangrada, and Sangrada couldn't reach him, so then he got down, so Loco got down on his knees, acting like he was going to shake his hand, and then Loco hits like a head scissors on him, and he looked pretty strong in the match. He had a head scissors DDT, he had a tilt-a-whirl DDT, and Loco kept getting the advantage on him, hitting a big boot, driving him halfway across the ring. Sangrada hit a cannonball on the outside, and then Loco hit a suplex, but then eventually the finish comes with Sangrada hitting a tilt-a-whirl into like a guillotine choke, and then turning it into a small package and pinning Loco for the win. Which I kind of figured Loco was going to lose because usually when like the guy that's since Loco really didn't get an entrance, and usually the guy that's all it just seems like they were Dario Cueto was hyping him up so bad. I figured the opponent that he was going to have was going to lose. It was a nice moment though. And then afterwards, Chavo Guerrero comes out and attacks Sangrada. He beats the crap out of him. And I like this. This was good. I like the way they utilized Chavo Guerrero on this show. And you could clearly see that Lucha Underground was taped because they had this footage ready just like that with Sangrada of him attacking him. So I thought that was kind of strange because it seems like that you should try to make this come off like it's not taped. But yet you already showed that. Like, you had that footage ready right away. It was strange. But then it cuts to an interview where Vampiro is trying to interview Chavo Guerrero Jr. And Vampiro is asking him questions first, like how he's pretty much just been living off the Guerrero name. And Chavo Guerrero talks about how he loves the Guerrero name, but he doesn't. But he's not like Blue Demon Jr., who ripped off his father, who really wasn't all that good anyways. I'm actually representing the Guerreros, and we're Guerreros when we don't like somebody, we destroy them. And he talks about how the thing that he hates the most is he thought that Blue Demon Jr. was better than him, but in real life, he's better than Blue Demon Jr. And I love this promo by Chavo Guerrero Jr. He talked about, too, how he's not here in Lucha Underground. Like how the LA Network has really been promoting Blue Demon Jr. as the next big star, and Chavo Guerrero Jr. was just going to be somebody that was going to be putting over the young guys. But he said that he's here to be a champion in Lucha Underground, even though that's kind of impossible because there's no championships in Lucha Underground. But I'm assuming they're going to add some championships. But I'm just saying it's really weird that he would say that since there's no championships at the moment. But I like this promo segment. I thought this made Chavo Guerrero Jr. come off very well, so that was awesome. And then it shows Chavo Guerrero Jr. backstage, and Conan comes up to him and tells him how they go back a long way, but everybody in Mexico is starting to hear about the stuff he did to Blue Demon Jr. And I gotta get the Sengauda, and he tells them pretty much to disappear like a ghost, and kind of lay low for a while. And then when Conan walks away, Mil Murtez, I don't think that's how you say that at all, but comes up and has like a face-off with Chavo Guerrero Jr., and then Katrina tells Chavo Guerrero Jr. to be very careful and how he took something that didn't belong to him. I think that puts in the fact that Chavo Guerrero Jr. beat up Blue Demon Jr. when it was Mil Murtez's thing he wanted to do. And then she gives him like the taste of death, which I like that gimmick. And then it showed a video package for Prince Puma talking about how it's pretty much more the same. Conan really hyping him up. I thought this was a very good video package, though. And then we had Mil Murtez with Katrina versus Ricky Mandel. Ricky Mandel clearly was just enhancement talent because he didn't even get an entrance. But overall, I really enjoyed this. This was really an enhancement match. They did like a nice backstory from Mil Murtez talking about how back in like 1989, I think the year was, there was like a huge earthquake that hit Mexico. I don't know if this is true or not, but then it talks about how his parents died in the earthquake, and he was just laying underneath the ruins of the earthquake, and he was literally about to taste death. And then when he came out of the ruins, I forget what his original name was, but he came out as Mil Murtez, and that explains that stone that he brings to the ring with him, because that's part of the ruins from the earthquake. So I did like that they explained that. Overall, I thought that was awesome. And he pretty much destroys Randy Mandel. He hits a spear on him, and then he hits the flatliner, which is the move that he used last week, or in the last episode, to defeat Blue Demon Jr. I also wanted to mention they showed a video package for the attack on Blue Demon Jr., and I forgot to mention this in the last review, but I did like how the fans chanted, "Why, Chavo, why?" because that was really cool. I do like how the fans don't like the heels and don't like the faces, so the heels are heels and faces are faces, because nowadays in the wrestling business, the fans chant everybody, so it's kind of tough to tell who's face and who's heel. But I don't know if that's just like piped in boos, but it doesn't look like it to me, but we have to wait and see. And then Johnny Mundo's backstage, back at Dario Cueto's office, and we see Cortez and Cisco, and Johnny Mundo wants to have a word with them, but they tell him there's a password, and Johnny Mundo attacks him. He beats the crap out of him. He gets a mic check onto Cisco into the wall, and then he beats the crap out of Cortez, and then he storms into Dario Cueto's office, and he says that he agrees with him. He needs to show more violence in Lucha Underground, so he wants a match with Big Rick. And Dario Cueto agrees, and then Johnny Mundo tells him that after he's done with Big Rick, he's coming after Dario Cueto next. And then the next segment, Dario Cueto pays Big Rick a lot of money to put Johnny Mundo in the hospital. And Big Rick agrees to do that. And then we had the main event. It was a triple threat match. Phoenix versus Drago versus Pentagon Jr. I thought this was a really good triple threat match. My only complaint was that there was disqualifications and countouts, even though it's a triple threat match, and I just don't really like that. So that's just how I feel about that. But this was insane. Drago hits a super kick on Phoenix right off the gate, and then Pentagon Jr. knocks him out of the ring. He hits a dive on the outside. And this match was just crazy. There was package pile drivers. Phoenix hit a dive off like the tempo of Lucha Underground. We had like a tornado spike DDT done by Drago. And I've seen Drago do that move before because I've seen him wrestle a few matches in Impact Wrestling. So I thought that was pretty cool. We had a lot of head scissors done. A springboard cutter. A backflip cutter. And this was just an insane match. I really can't explain how great this is because a lot of the spots you just have to check out for yourself. I would just recommend go watch the match and then come back here and you'll tell me that it was a really good match. And then the finish comes when Phoenix hits his finish. I don't even remember what it was because there was so much crazy stuff going down in this match. And he gets the win. And then I was thinking, like, so this is the main event, and none of these guys are in, like, a storyline. So what's going to be, like, because in the past 2 episodes of Lucha Underground, there's been, like, a hook. And this week's hook was that Dario Cueto was talking about nobody's going to intimidate him, especially Johnny Mundo. And he says he's going to make an example out of Johnny Mundo on the next episode of Lucha Underground. So I like that. And I thought this was a really good episode of Lucha Underground. I don't think it's been as good as, like, the past 2 episodes. I think what kind of hurt this episode was really wasn't as much of a hook as to the end of the episode as much as the last 2 have been. Because in the first episode you had that hook with Big Rick, Cortez, and Cisco came out and attacked Prince Puma and Johnny Mundo. And then last week you had Chavo Guerrero Jr. turn heel on Blue Demon Jr. But this was still a really good episode. I would definitely recommend watching it. If I had to rate it, I'll give it like a 7.5 out of 10. And as for the matches on the show, for the star ratings, for the Mascota, Sagrada, for the opening match, I'm just going to say, because I can't, versus El Moaka Loco. That match was actually, I thought, a pretty good match. I'll give it 3.25. For Mil Maltez versus Ricky Mandel, that was probably like 2.25, really, just there to kind of put over Mil Maltez. And then for the triple threat match, I thought that was really good. What hurt it being great was the fact that there was count out and DQ matches in a triple threat match, so that really hurt the match from being great. Because I thought, like, if this match was no DQ and no count out, they really could have gone all out. And I just don't really think it makes any sense to have count outs and disqualifications in a triple threat match. It's just dumb. So I'll probably give this match 3.75. It would have been 4 if there was no count-outs or disqualifications. But whatever. Forgot to mention, make sure you tune into the Wrestling Rundown where I'm the champion of, and will be the champion of until the show goes off the air, and which will probably never happen. Make sure you also like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bell so that way every time I upload a video, you guys will get the notifications for it. Make sure you guys do the same thing for my CM Brothers and all on the Talkinator channels. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.